Stephen Koprince, Managing Partner of Koprince Law, LLC. Today I'm here to talk about the SBA's expansion of the small business joint venture eligibility. Under a new SBA rule, small businesses will be able to joint venture with each other more often. As part of a recent major rulemaking, the SBA will allow 2 or more small businesses to joint venture for any procurement without being affiliated with regard to the performance of that procurement. Now, under the current regulation, 2 or more small businesses may be affiliated with one another if they joint venture for a particular procurement, depending on that procurement's value. In fact, the underlying rule provides that joint venture partners are affiliated for purposes of a procurement. However, there is an important exception that states that the businesses can avoid affiliation if the procurement exceeds half the size standard corresponding to the NAICS code assigned to the contract for revenue-based size standards, or $10 million for employee-based size standards. Now, I get it, that's a mouthful, so here's a quick example. Let's say Company A is a $5 million business and Company B is a $6 million business. Companies A and B want to joint venture for a contract that carries a $7 million size standard. Can they do so? Well, under the current rule, it depends on the value of the procurement. If the value of the procurement exceeds $3.5 million, which of course is half of $7 million, then the joint venture would be eligible because both companies are smaller than $7 million. But if the value of the procurement is less than $3.5 million, the companies A and B can't joint venture because they're considered affiliates and their aggregated revenues exceed $7 million. Well, this is very complex, and last year the SBA proposed to do away with this complexity and simply allow small businesses to joint venture together without regard to affiliation, so long as all joint venture partners qualify as small under the NAICS code without looking at the value of the contract. Well, now the SBA has finalized that rule. The SBA writes that public comments on its proposal were overwhelmingly positive, and the SBA believes that this proposed change will encourage more small business joint venture in furtherance of the government-wide goals for small business participation in federal contracting. The SBA concludes by saying this final rule clarifies that a joint venture of 2 or more business concerns may submit an offer as a small business for a federal procurement, subcontract, or sale, so long as each concern is small under the size standard corresponding to the NAICS code assigned to the contract. This final rule takes effect on June 30th, 2016, but the final rule may not be the only important change to the SBA's joint venture rules this year. As part of a separate proposed regulation, the SBA has suggested other major changes, such as doing away with the concept of a so-called populated joint venture. A final rule version of that rule has yet to be released, so stay tuned.